Who the hell is this?
I feel like I'm losing my mind.
He's a raper!
Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me
Who
a
the hell
sign.
is this? He's a raper!
Nicolae Miu, 54, stabbed 5 people on the Apple River on July the 30th, 2022, killing Schumann and injuring 4 others. The victims ranged in age from 17 to 24 and were from Wisconsin and Minnesota. During the trial, the prosecution sought to prove Miu was the aggressor, while Miu's attorneys argued he acted in self-defense. After 7 days of testimony and more than 40 witnesses, a jury found Miu, 54, guilty in his trial. He was convicted of the following charges: first-degree reckless homicide of Isaac Schumann, first-degree recklessly endangering safety of A.J. Martin, first-degree recklessly endangering safety of Dante Carlson, first-degree recklessly endangering safety of Tony Carlson, first-degree recklessly endangering safety of Riley Madison, and battery of Madison Cohen. This video is going to cover the events and choices that led to a horrible, life-changing end. For those who don't know the case, it starts with a group of young friends tubing down the Apple River. They come across 52-year-old Nicolae Miu, who was snorkeling alone, searching for his friend's lost cell phone. All the youths testify he looked weird. One member of the group, Jawan Cockfield, starts recording the strange man who they testify was causing them fear.
Grown man trying to have sex with little girls. What the hell? What the fuck? He's a raper. Whoa.
Why did you start recording this?
Because he was just kind of looking suspicious from what I was seeing.
All right, was he, you saw in the video that he was standing away from your group? Mm-hmm. Is that yes?
Yeah.
Had he been closer at some point when you started video recording?
Not during that recording, no.
Right.
Like the first one.
Okay. Did you hear yourself say he's a raper?
Yeah.
What was that all about?
He had said like a weird comment. That's kind of why I started recording in the first place. Like, because he was having his snorkel, and it was like 2 feet deep water. So like, what are you doing? And then he just said like a weird comment, something about like some little girls.
Did you restart your recording?
Yeah, because after I said that, I like looked away and was like, whoa, because he looks really scary when he looked at us. And then I like refloated a little bit. And then,
you say he looked real scary.
like when I said that, like you could see like his face look at me, and like you could see me go like, oh, and then I got scared and then stopped recording.
Did he appear to be angry that you called
Yeah.
him a raper?
Objections to the commission.
One at a time, please.
Objection sustained.
All right. When you saw the look on his face, did you start recording again?
Yeah.
And the second video, is it how long after the first video?
Probably like 10 seconds. We had just floated a little bit.
You never mentioned to officers that he told you anything about looking for little girls, correct?
If that's what it says.
I guess to your credit, tell the police you guys were antagonizing Mr. Miu, right?
After the fact that he hit the woman, yes, we were.
Well, you don't consider calling him a raper antagonizing him?
I mean, based on what he was doing, and it looked like that really, like, that made him chase after us afterwards, so who knows what he was really doing.
My question to you is, do you believe telling him that he can't have sex with little girls and calling him a raper would be considered antagonizing?
Yes.
And you were the one who was saying that, right?
Yeah, but that's after he ran up on us and like was doing a bunch of weird stuff. Or like he looked weird, I guess I could say.
Man trying to have sex with little girls. What the hell? What the fuck? He's a raper.
I find this the most important interaction leading up to the horrific events that unfold from here. In under 3 minutes from this interaction, a youth is dead, another disemboweled, and 3 others stabbed with life-threatening injuries. Jawan trivializes his verbal attacks towards Miu. He tries to justify doing so based on Miu looked weird. I have read hundreds of comments stating, Miu is a grown man. He stabbed kids over name-calling. There is nothing in the video that shows Miu losing his temper or becoming enraged. Miu actually remains almost eerily calm. Jawan's comments do come into play when the second group enters the scene.
Whoa! Get away!
Miu runs up to the tube, and this does appear odd. Prosecution states he ran up to prevent them from going further. Miu states he thought he saw one of the boys with his friend's phone trying to conceal it. Other than looking odd, Miu didn't show aggression toward the group. His snorkel and goggles fell into the water. He immediately became occupied with retrieving those. The group could have done a good deed by helping retrieve those, I would have. But then again, I've never gone out of my way to ridicule and bully an old man.
He's a raper! What are you talking about? Yeah. What the hell are you talking about? What? Get away from us! What? What's going on with y'all homie? He's on camera. Guys, let's tripping. He's on 4K. Yo, the new iPhone got that good quality. What do you say? Yeah, what the hell?
Miu walks about 15 to 20 feet downriver. The group followed right up on him. Watching the video there, looks to be easily 20 feet or more to Miu's left and 60 or more to the right. They could pass by easily if that was their intent. It wasn't. They weren't scared in the least and found a good time in ridiculing this man. It's at this point a group from the other side of the river crossed to check out the commotion. Quentin Carlson sent 2 of his boys over to de-escalate the situation, stating he was worried the old guy was going to get his brakes beat off by the younger group. When they notice the other people crossing, they get more and more hyped up.
Who is this? Yes! Yes! For the culture! For the culture! Who is that? For the culture! Who is that? Who the hell is this? Go! It doesn't matter. He said he was looking for little girl! He said he was looking for little girl! You're looking for little girl? Yeah! That's exactly what he said.
Madison Cohen was the first over to Nicolae, testifying. I wanted to de-escalate, had her finger pointing, yelling, and screaming for Nicolae to walk away, to get the fuck out of here until she was right in his face. Her soothing and reassuring tone only getting the first group more excited. Miu tried to explain, only to be cut off by Madison's continued river policing. Dante Carlson telling Miu his reasons on the river doesn't matter. As everyone is cheering, Jawan at this point, with all his new friends over, decides it's a great time to now convince them that Miu is a pedophile.
You're looking for little girl? Yeah! That's exactly what he said. We're on a house! I didn't have that part on camera, did I?
Telling Dante and the others they have it recorded. The second group is now under the impression they are dealing with a pedo on the river harassing kids.
We're on a house! I didn't have that part on camera, did I? What the hell is this guy's problem, bro?
A voice which I believe to be Dante's is informing others. This guy is looking for little boys.
We're trying to have fun.
As more and more people are now coming over, totaling almost 13 people at this point. The group is at its loudest point. Miu gets semicircles surrounded by the screaming youths. Look at the faces on these people. They are having a blast. They have zero fear. Not a single person shows compassion. This punishment to Miu was for, according to Jawan, looking weird. From the beginning of the next clip, you can hear them yelling predator multiple times. Riley Madison shoves Nicolae as the 2 girls continued to scream at him. They admitted to gently placing their hands on Miu a couple times during testimony, saying he punched Madison. Why would Riley and Madison think it's a good idea to get in a strange man's face, scream at him, and put their hands on him, period? This is the point where everything goes really bad. Dante punches Nicolae and knocks him into the river. He then rushes him, slapping him again when he's down. AJ rushes over, pushing Nicolae as Dante hits Miu a third time. Nicolae turns and rises as AJ rushes him again, Miu raising his knife into the abdomen of AJ. Tony Carlson steps in to try and break things up, getting stabbed in the process. Isaac Schumann is fatally stabbed at this point as well. From the time Nicolae is punched by Dante to the point Nicolae walks away is 20 seconds. In 20 seconds, 4 injured. A 17-year-old died and Nicolae facing the rest of his life in prison. Jawan laughed right up until he realized people were stabbed. If Nicolae was beaten with no injury to others, Jawan's group would have been quite pleased with themselves. This is obvious to their reactions as Miu is being beaten by Dante and AJ. People commenting about this case stated, Miu wanted to kill these kids. That's why he had a knife. Miu had 1,000 opportunities to walk away. Miu had his feelings hurt, so he retaliated. Reality is, from the first confrontation, this lasted just over 2 minutes. It takes longer to microwave popcorn. This escalated extremely fast. Although testimony was they were calling for help, the police reports were different. If the second group just observed from across the river, I don't believe this would have escalated if Tony would have managed to talk to Miu first. Dante, AJ, Madison, and Riley were confrontational and aggressive immediately. This pumped up everyone and just led to increasing tension. Dante hit Miu 3 times and would have continued if Tony didn't step in. AJ only stopped because of his injury. I'm not defending Miu. He lied from arrest until trial. I know personally I would have risked a punch or two from the group over pulling a knife. But that's me, my temperament. Miu may have truly felt using the knife was his only option. He didn't use it until AJ and Dante put him down. We know nothing about those we may encounter. Calling a stranger a pedophile and rapist and mocking them repeatedly is just plain stupid. Nicolae was nowhere close to impeding the boys' travel. Jawan saw an old man, a bit overweight, all alone and minding his business. Decides to pull out his phone and record himself ridiculing him. Even in court, he tried to justify mocking an old man, brushing off it was even wrong. It was typical to see in the video. Loudmouth instigator hiding furthest away as others deal with what he started. The biggest lesson in this would be kindness, compassion, and understanding will always lead to better outcomes. If you want to de-escalate a situation, don't step in as combative. Always try to keep a calm head. Don't ever assume a person or group won't be violent. If everyone made great choices, there'd be no prisons. Miu is looking at the rest of his life in prison. Did the jury make the right call? Or was this self-defense? Leave a comment below. Thanks for watching.